Hey everyone, welcome to TestFlix and my Atomic Talk. I'm Melissa Tondi. I'm going to talk a little bit about taking back the driver's seat of your career. So what gets in the way of us driving our own career development? Well, the reasons. I don't have enough money or time to upskill. I don't interview well. Maybe I'm afraid to interview, so I've just stayed at my same company forever because I don't want to go into the interview. Maybe I think I'm not being paid enough. Or maybe I'm simply just loyal to my company. I don't want to leave my company because that might look bad for other employers. Well, the reality is, can you afford 1 to 2 hours a week for free training? Have you practiced interviewing? How do you know if you do or cannot interview well? And do you really know what you're worth? And specifically, if you're loyal to your company, how sure are you that your company will be loyal to you? So let's talk about what sets you apart. Create a highlight reel and add to it per quarter. A highlight reel for me is the details that support what your resume says that you've done at your company. But the additional is, as you add to the information every quarter, it's fresh in your mind and you can actually go back to it and specifically speak to it when you speak to other companies about career development or movement. Ask for and give recommendations throughout your job and not necessarily simply when you're looking for a new job. Get those recommendations from colleagues as soon as you've done a good job versus waiting until you're ready to look for another interview. And treat your resume or CV like a living document. Create and maintain trusted advisors and partners that are outside of your company that have much better insight into what the career looks like and the landscape looks like, and as well as your industry. And reach out to them on a regular basis, at least 2+ times a year, and not just when you're looking. So know what gaps you need to fill. Work those job boards. Look and see what's hiring and who's hiring for which skills, and how do your skills measure up. Look and see what titles and roles companies are hiring for and how well that matches to what your current title and role are. Talk to others outside of your company, or i.e. what we call the community. Like TestFlix, you're doing that right now by participating in this conference. And then make a plan to address those gaps and follow through quickly and consistently. So be honest about your next step. Sometimes you simply want more compensation, or sometimes you want to learn and have creative license, and you're willing to forego a pay raise because you have creative license to work. Sometimes it's for a particular company. Maybe a company inspires you or you're passionate about that and you want to get a foot in the door to work for that company, and you might want to compromise on some other requirements that you have. Maybe you want to work with specific people. The idea is to be honest about why you're looking to make that next career move. So if one of your reasons for not advancing your career is because you don't have enough time or money to upskill, I would ask, do you have 1 to 2 hours per week? Check out the free training focusing on any of the gaps that you identified in your skills, and make sure that you set aside that time, at least 1 to 2 hours per week, to upskill then. And specifically ask for help for people. In my experience, people are always willing to give help if they're asked. They will never offer help unless that's a really, really big need. Ask for help and love asking for help. So maybe you don't interview well. So remember those trusted advisors and use them. And in my world, a trusted advisor is staffing agencies or recruiters that I've trusted and that I've worked with for many years. And they've become a great resource to help me interview and give me advice on what I should be looking at my next job. Practice, practice, practice unconventionally. I have a rule with my TAPs that I will always interview with a company if they're interested in interviewing me. And they're specifically informational interviews. But the idea is that I'm being honest about my intent, and I may not be looking for a position at that time, but I'm willing to give somebody an interview if they're interested in enough in me, as long as I'm honest about it. Maybe you're not getting paid enough. Are you sure? Identify those 2 to 4 staffing agencies that eventually may become your TAPs or trusted advisors and gather market data. Give your honest assessment of your skills and figure out what other companies that you're interested in are paying. And then you can make that determination of whether you are not getting paid enough. And don't forget, location, perks, benefits, and the commute time are all part of that compensation. And that becomes part of your compensation grid. If you'd like more information on that, please reach out. I'm loyal to my company. I don't want to leave my company. My question to that would be, is your company loyal to you? Avoid that hoarder mentality in order to stay relevant with skill sets. And when I talk about hoarder mentality, it means those people that have been in a company for many, many years and they have all of the information, keep that to themselves for job security. We want to avoid that at all costs because upskilling supersedes domain expertise when you're looking to your next career move or development. But having both of those is also considered a unicorn. So the outcome, if you take some of these specific areas as you move into your next career development and take the driver's seat back, is it becomes a partnership. And it's symbiotic versus parasitic, whereas your company or your manager does not have more of bargaining or negotiation than you do. It should be very much collaborative and a true partnership, because your decision to stay or to go is holistically data-driven, because you've gathered enough data to get back in the driver's seat and take back the driver's seat in your own career development. So your call to action, create your highlight reel. Identify one of those reasons to explore your next opportunity. Is it for creative license? Is it for a specific company? Is it to work for specific people? Identify one of those reasons and start informationally exploring your next opportunity. Start and create, align, and maintain your taps with that reason in mind. And respond to the next reputable recruiter that contacts you. Instead of deleting their message, contact them and start a conversation. So if any of this information is helpful or valuable to you and you'd like to explore more, please do contact me at one of these ways above. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the TestFlix conference.